Hi everyone, I'm in the garden and I want to share another tomato growing tip with you. We're now into the middle of August approximately, and our tomatoes are growing really well. Now, the season here, like our first frost date is around October the 1st. So now I'm starting to think about my tomato plants, how to prevent them from getting late blight, if there is late blight in the area, and then what I can do to just increase or improve the health of my tomato plants so that the tomatoes that are on them can actually ripen on time and just really put their energy towards keeping the plant healthy and ripening the tomatoes. So I'm going to flip the camera and show you what I do to improve the health of my tomatoes at this late stage of summer, so you can maybe try that as well. Okay, so here's the tomato vine that I'm referring to. This is just one of several. So if you can see what I've done, I've removed all the bottom leaves on the stems. There are no bottom leaves touching the soil. Now at this stage too, the tomatoes get pretty large, like the plants start producing side shoots. Much of the time, those side shoots get missed. So it's still okay and you can make it work. But if you noticed here, so as the season progressed, I had been removing the lower branches because I'm trying really hard to not allow any of the soil to splash onto the leaves, because that can encourage disease or the building of disease and fungus on the plants, and they start through the leaves. So what I've done is I've removed all of the lower leaves, and here we are at a tomato cluster. Now this tomato cluster is all open. I've continued to remove the leaves in order to give these tomatoes the opportunity to have air circulation, full exposure to sunlight, so that they can ripen. And they are ripening, as you can see here. This is a Dr. Weitsch's yellow tomato, so it is turning yellow and is doing great. And so now we're continuing up the vine. So we're continuing up the vine, and here's another cluster of tomatoes. I've continued to remove the leaves as I go up, and I do this until I reach the top cluster. So here is the final cluster of tomatoes. Actually, it's just a single here. And after that, there aren't really any. So my recommendation is to remove all the leaves until the top main cluster of tomatoes. So that way the vine has really good air circulation and full sun exposure to give the tomatoes plenty of sun to ripen. Now, you do want to have leaves on the vine, because that is the chlorophyll that it needs to convert in order to convert the sugars in the tomatoes to make them sweet. So you don't want to remove every single leaf, but you leave the top leaves. So as the plant grows, these continue to produce tomatoes. In the meantime, all the ones that are already large and established, you remove all the leaves until that point. So here's another one. Here's another one I'm growing. This is called the Big Zack. So I've already removed some tomatoes, and it's a kind of a funny looking plant. But as you can see here, I've gone to the top cluster. All the leaves have been removed up until that point, giving the plant lots of air circulation, lots of sun exposure, so that these tomatoes can focus on ripening, and the leaves that were in this whole entire area, all they would do is take energy from the plant. So I've removed them. The plant is now focusing its energy on ripening these tomatoes, plenty of air circulation. If there's a rain or I'm watering, there is not going to be any splash up onto the leaves. So it keeps the plant healthy, and all the leaves are at the top where I don't water, and they're continuing to grow. I'm going to show you one more. This one here is pretty good. So here's another vine, and I have removed all the leaves as the plant grew. And you can see here they're all empty. It's all clear. There's nothing on the vine, and there's nothing on the vine here. Now I've removed all the leaves until this cluster. There's none below this cluster, and they're all above this cluster because the ones above are still little. So once those begin to grow, then I will remove the leaves. I'll continue to move the leaves because the plant will also continue to grow higher. And then as these get larger and established, I will remove the leaves as we go up. Same thing here, pretty much. There's a cluster there. I've pretty much removed most of the leaves until that point. Those belong to another vine. And now these have full light, lots of air circulation, no risk of splash up. And you can see here, it's just vines open with the tomato clusters. What I also do is once I harvest tomatoes, like here for example, once I harvest all the tomatoes, and there was another one down here, I actually remove that stem, because once there's no more leaves left on that stem, I keep the stem, it's empty. So I just chop it off like right here. So this one now is, I've harvested from this one. This is a Brad's Atomic Grape. And these ones now are ripening. There are no leaves. Then we go up to the next one. The next cluster is here. No leaves, and the leaves begin higher, and in there I have little tomatoes, and soon I will come back and remove the leaves around this one, so that way the energy can focus on ripening those tomatoes. So that's it. Well, hopefully that helps, and this tip you'll find useful in your own gardens when we're into August and coming towards the middle to the end of summer, and you're looking to help your tomatoes ripen on the vine and to decrease the risk of disease and disease exposure. Hopefully you can use this tip and it'll help you as well in your gardens. So thanks so much for watching. If you like my video, please be sure to click the like button, and be sure to click the subscribe button as well, and the notification bell to be notified of any upcoming videos. Hope you have a great day, everyone. Happy gardening. Talk to you soon.